Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to all of you in Network Professionals, the Cisco Networking Academy, and I am your instructor, Ahmed Malik. Welcome to all of you in Microsoft Azure Fundamental Lecture number 5. In our previous lecture, we discussed about the important Azure services like compute, networking, storage, databases, web, big data, artificial intelligence, and DevOps. In our today's lecture, we are going to discuss one of the most important cloud or Azure service, that is Microsoft Azure Virtual Machine VM. We will also discuss about Azure VM types, also known as Azure Virtual Machine family, and important series of VMs and their usage. So let's take a start. Azure Compute Services. Azure Compute is an on-demand computing service for running cloud-based applications. It provides computing resources such as hard disks, processors, memory, networking, and operating systems. The resources are available on demand and can typically be made available in minutes or even seconds. You will pay only for the resources you will use and only for as long as you are using them. Azure supports a wide range of computing solutions for development and testing, running applications, and extending your data center. The services support Linux, Windows servers, SQL servers, Oracle, IBM, and SAP. Azure also have many services that can run virtual machines or VMs. Each service provides different options depending on your requirements. Some of the most prominent services are Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Container Instance, Azure App Service, and Azure Functions, or also known as serverless computing. Azure Virtual Machine. Virtual machines are software emulations of physical computers. They include a virtual processor, memory, storage, and networking resources. VMs host an operating system, and you can install and run software just like a physical machine. When using a remote desktop client, you can use and control the VMs as if you were sitting in front of it. Microsoft is using Hyper-V in their data centers to provide us the services of virtualization and virtual machine. With Azure Virtual Machines, you can create and use VMs in the cloud. Virtual machines provide infrastructure as a service as and can be used in different ways. When you need total control over an operating system and environment, VMs are an ideal choice. Just like a physical computer, you can customize all the software running on the VM. This ability is helpful when you are running custom software or custom hosting configuration. The figure shows that you can create a virtual machine in Microsoft Azure Cloud, and you can access this virtual machine over the internet all over the world by using any remote desktop feature like SSH. Microsoft Azure VM types or Azure VM family. There are 6 different types of virtual machines available in this family. The first one is your general purpose virtual machines. This type of virtual machines gives us a balanced CPU and memory. AV2, B, DCS, V2, DV2, and so on are different types of machines in this series which we can use. This type of machines are used for testing and development, small to medium databases, low medium traffic, and web servers. The second one in this family is compute optimized. This type of virtual machine is used when we need high resources like high ratio of compute or memory. FSV2 is one of its important series, and this type of virtual machines are used for medium traffic web servers, network applications, batch processing, and app servers. Third type of Azure virtual machine is memory optimized, used for high ratio of memory to compute. This type of virtual machine is normally used when we require high RAM for our machines. This type of machines are used for relational database services, analytics, larger cache, M version 2, DV3 series are some of its examples. Number 4 is storage optimized. This type of virtual machines are used for high disk throughput and input-output IOs. Remember that this type of virtual machine is used when we require high amount of storage disks. These virtual machines are used for big data, SQL, and NoSQL databases. LSV2 series is an example of storage optimized. Number 5 is GPU, stand for graphical processing unit. This type of virtual machines are used or are specialized with single or multiple NVIDIA GPUs. Simply, these machines are used if we require very good graphics and we want to do some designing works and so on. This type of virtual machines are used for compute intensive, graphic intensive, and visualization workloads. NC, NCV2, NCV3, ND series some of its examples. Number 6, high performance compute. This type of virtual machines provide us high memory and fastest compute power. These are the most powerful type of virtual machines provided by Azure and are used for batch processing, analytics, molecular modeling, fluid dynamics, low latency, RDMA networking. H series, HB version 2, HC, and HB series are some of its examples. So let's have a brief description about the series of Azure virtual machines. A series, an entry-level VMs for development and testing purpose. A series virtual machines have CPU performance and memory configurations best suited for entry-level workloads like development and test, code repositories, etc. They are economical and provides a low-cost option to get started with Azure. A version 2 standard is the latest generation of non-hyper-threaded A series virtual machines with similar CPU performance and more RAM per virtual CPU and faster disks. Basic and standard A series virtual machines, BS series virtual machines, economical bus table virtual machines. B series virtual machines are economical virtual machines that provide a low cost option for workloads that typically run at a low to moderate baseline CPU utilization, but sometimes need to burst to significantly high CPU utilization when the demand rises. BS series virtual machines are not hyper-threaded. D series virtual machines are general purpose compute. The D series Azure VMs offer a combination of virtual CPUs, memory, and temporary storage able to meet the requirements associated with most production workloads. These are suitable for many enterprise-grade applications, e-commerce systems, web front-end, desktop virtualization solutions, customer relationship management applications, entry-level and mid-range databases, application servers, and more. E-series virtual machines are optimized for in-memory applications. The E-series virtual machines are optimized for heavy in-memory applications such as SAP HANA. These virtual machines are configured with high memory to core ratios. which makes them well suited for memory intensive enterprise applications, large relational database servers, in memory analytic workloads, etc. The E version 3 series VMs range from 2 to 64 virtual CPUs and 16 to 432 gigabytes of RAM respectively. F series virtual machines are compute optimized virtual machines. F series virtual machines feature a higher CPU to memory ratio. They are equipped with 2 GB RAM and 16 GB of local solid state disk SSD per CPU core and are optimized for compute intensive workload. The FS version 2 series features 2 gigabytes RAM and 8 GB of local temporary storage SSD per virtual CPU. The FS version 2 series is hyper-threaded and based on the 2.7 GHz Intel Exon processor, which can achieve clock speed as high as 3.7 GHz with the Intel Turbo Boost technology 2.0, much suitable for batch processing, web servers, analytics, and gaming purpose. G series virtual machines are memory and storage optimized virtual machines. G series virtual machines feature the 2 times more memory and 4 times more solid state drive storage SSD than the general purpose D series. G series features up to half TB of RAM and 32 CPU cores, and it provides unparalleled computational performance, memory, and local SSD storage for your most demanding applications. Best suitable for large SQL and NoSQL databases, ERP, SAP, and data warehousing solutions. H series virtual machines are high performance computing virtual machines. The HP series virtual machines are optimized for high performance compute applications such as financial analytics, weather simulations, and silicon RTL modeling. HPVMs feature up to 120 AMD EPYC 7003 series CPU cores, 448 GB of RAM, and no hyper-threading. HP series VMs are also provide 350 GB per second of memory bandwidth and up to 32 MB of L3 cache per core, up to 7 GBs of block device SSD performance, and clock frequencies up to 3.675 GHz. The HC series VMs are optimized for high performance compute applications driven by intensive computation, such as implicit finite element analysis, reservoir simulations, and computational chemistry. HCVMs feature 44 Intel Xeon Platinum 8168 processor cores, 8 GB of RAM per CPU core, no hyper-threading, and up to 4 managed disks. The Intel Xeon Platinum platform supports Intel's rich ecosystem of software tools and features on all cores clock speed of 3.4 GHz for most workloads. Some example workloads of H series include fluid dynamics, finite element analysis, seismic processing, reservoir simulation, risk analysis, electronic design automation, rendering, spark, weather, modeling, quantum simulation, computational chemistry, heat transfer simulation, etc. LS series virtual machines are storage optimized virtual machines. The latest LS version 2 series features high throughput, low latency, directly mapped local NVMe storage. The LS version 2 virtual machines run on the AMD EPYC 7551 processor with an all-core boost of 2.5 gigahertz up to 3.0 gigahertz. The LS version 2 series VMs offer up to 80 virtual CPUs in a hyper-threaded configuration with 8 GBs of memory per virtual CPU and up to 19.2 TB available directly to the VM. The LS series virtual machines are storage optimized. These are ideal for applications requiring low latency, high throughput, and large local disk storage. These VMs are built on Intel's Haswell processor technology, specifically E5 Xeon version 3 processor with 4, 8, 16, and 32 core VM sizes. LS series VMs support up to 6 TBs of local SSD and offer unmatched storage I/O performance. Some example workloads include NoSQL databases such as Cassandra, MongoDB, Cloudera, and Redis. Data warehousing applications and large transactional databases are great use case of LS series as well. M series virtual machines are also memory optimized virtual machines. The M series family of Azure virtual machines are memory optimized and are ideal for heavy in-memory workloads such as SAP HANA. The M series offers up to 4 TBs of RAM on a single virtual machine. In addition, these virtual machines offer a virtual CPU count of up to 128 virtual CPUs on a single virtual machine to enable high performance parallel processing. Some example workloads of M series are SAP HANA, SAP S/4 HANA, SQL, Hackathon, and other large in-memory business-critical workloads requiring massive parallel compute power. MV2 series are typically large memory optimized virtual machines. The Azure MV2 series virtual machines are hyper-threaded and feature Intel Xeon Platinum 8180M 2.5 GHz Skylake processors, offering up to 416 virtual processors on a single virtual machine and offers 3 TB, 6 TB, and 12 TB memory configurations. This is by far the largest memory virtual machine offered on Microsoft Azure and provide unparalleled computational performance to support large in-memory databases. Example workloads include SAP HANA, SAP S/4 HANA, SQL, Hackathon, and other large in-memory business-critical workloads requiring massive parallel compute power. Microsoft Azure N-Series virtual machines are GPU-enabled virtual machines. The N-Series is a family of Azure virtual machines with graphical processing unit GPU capabilities. GPUs are ideal for compute and graphic-intensive workloads, helping customers to fuel innovation through scenarios like high-end remote visualization, deep learning, and predictive analytics. The N series has three different offerings aimed at specific workloads. The NC series is focused on high performance computing and machine learning workloads. The latest version, NC SV3, features NVIDIA's Tesla V100 GPU. The ND series is focused on training and inference scenarios for deep learning. It uses the NVIDIA Tesla P40 GPUs. The latest version of ND V2 features the NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPUs. The NV series enables powerful remote visualization workloads and other graphic-intensive applications backed by NVIDIA Tesla M60 GPU. All these N-series virtual machines offer optional InfiniBand interconnect to enable scale up performance. Some example workloads include simulation, deep learning, graphics rendering, video editing, gaming, and remote visualization. That's enough for today, and stay connected for all upcoming videos. Thank you very much.